Alrighty. Welcome back, everybody, to the final episode of the um, XSX version of the aircraft showcase. Um, Let me know if there's static again, AWACS, Akale. But yeah, today we're looking at Slovakia's finest. My favorite aircraft in the entire series, the superfighter known as the CFA 44 Nosferatu. And the fact that the first mission we're doing this on is the liberation of Grace Mary should tell you just how powerful this thing is.
At last, our day has come.
All right. The CFA 44 Nosferatu is, well, they call it a fighter, but it's actually a multi-role. And in every subsequent instance of this aircraft showing up in a game, it is called a multi-role. It's only fitting that we use it. It's very fitting. The Nosferatu is Slovakia's next-generation carrier-based stealth aircraft. Various onboard experimental weapon technologies include a railgun, 80mm missiles, and a fully integrated electronic support system. In the hands of an experienced pilot, this aircraft truly knows no bounds. Complete dominance over all other aircraft in speed, acceleration, and maneuverability is hindered only by its instability. Outfitted with the latest in experimental weaponry, it knows no match in strength from land or air. The aircraft's true potential can only be achieved by the technologically minded ace with the battle skills to match. As they say, fuck around, find out. So, let's go over some history. We have no real strange history to speak of. At least in this game, because this game this is a strange real plane. Development of the CFA 44 began in June 1st in 2005 in Slovakia. She was developed by the state-run Albastru Electrice. And she was originally designed to basically have or carry a fleet of loyal wingmen drones, the Malbolge UAV 45s. And Pasternak's CFA 44 does come equipped with that. Ours does not. The CFA 44 was deployed by the Eastern faction during the Civil War. And by the end of the war, of the Onian Continental War, I know it's called the Amarian-Slovakian War. I don't care. At least one Nosferatu was captured by Ameria. And following the Onian Continental War, the Nosferatu continued to be manufactured and fielded by Slovakia in limited quantities, and I'm willing to bet that Ameria bought some. Looking around for a logo. Do they even have one? I don't think so. No. Since they were a state-run corp. They might have the Slovakian Raven, but who knows? But as for our weaponry or our stats. We are maxed out in air-to-air. We have superior air-to-ground, superior mobility, above-average speed, and below average defense and stability. The reason why, actually, there's an in-lore reason for this. In order to maintain speed and mobility with this much firepower, in order for it to be light enough to take off of a carrier and maintain its speed and maneuverability, they had to decrease the armor. And because of the aircraft's weight, we are unstable. They can't fix that. Well, not without sacrificing some other things. But unlike most other strange real super fighters, the CFA-44 was not designed to dogfight. This is where Icarus Army factors in. Yeah. The NOS, like, take for example, you got the Morgan, not so much, but the Falcon, the Wyvern, the Raven, even the XFA-27 Firebird and Fenrir were designed to be unbeatable in 1v1 dogfights. Nosferatu's not. The Nosferatu, despite being based off the Su-33 flanker, actually follows American fighter doctrine. Hello, Pyman. Not Feratu. Compensate for this one cannot. True, Pyman, but the Not Feratu's BLMU is not as accurate as the ADMM. I will take the ADMM over the BLMLU any day of the week. Because while the BLMLU can lock onto everything, you have a 50-50 shot whether or not the missiles will hit. The A680MM was outright banned in multiplayer because it was too overpowered. Anyway. Yeah. But the Nosferatu is built as a standoff destroyer. It is a force multiplier. It is designed to wipe the battlefield clean in a couple of volleys from longer range. It can dogfight if it has to, but that's not its primary role. But seeing as how this is a 6 where multi-role is king, and battlefield versatility is king, it makes sense that the Nosferatu would have multi-locks in mind. Unless you flying stratosphere PMUs aren't super inaccurate. That's still a big qualification, Zakale. The ADMM, especially in A6, can be used at any altitude. And A7, you have a 60 to 70% chance of hitting your target. In A6, you have a 100% chance of destroying your target. Anywho, we are armed with 300 R-60 aphids as our standard missile. The most standard missile, or the most amount of standard missiles of a vanilla aircraft in any game. The only missile count that is higher is the monocolored aircraft DLC, which just gives you 800 because they want the sky to look pretty. They tend to hit the ground before properly launching. Yeah. The Nosferatu does have advantages over the Nosferatu, but here's how I would rank them. A6 Nosferatu is number 1. Hands down. Between the 80mm always hitting its target and destroying its target, and the dual railguns being able to rapid fire and one shot, one kill as soon as you hit the button. No charge up required. Plus a jammer if you need it. Yeah, no. The A6 Nosferatu is supreme. Then we'll get to the not Feratu because it is more maneuverable. And while the biggest downside I have with the not Feratu is the railgun's charge rate. It takes longer to charge than A7's does. However, if you hit with the not Feratu's railgun, it dies. Also, you have access to the BMLU at the same time as the railgun. So, it's actually better than the A7 version. Also, the gun is better. Then the A7 version. Then the Infinity version. And at the bottom is the Assault Horizon version. It dies unless it hits a hard point. Yeah. However, Pyman, in the F59 update, that version of Project Wingman, it's a lot easier to down something with the railgun, like airships, than the base version. Because I think in the base version, the railgun would kind of auto-aim to the hard point. Yeah, if you do it, my point is that the more recent railgun, it's a lot easier to miss the hard point. But anyway, on to the A6 Nosferatu. We have 3 vanilla skins. We've got the Ameria Air Superiority Gray, Strigan Leader, and the Estevakia SP, which can only be unlocked after you earn 15 service medals. This right here is the most proudest moment I have in A6. Getting all those service medals. We also are armed with the Inferno all-direction multi-purpose missile. Although hindered by a slight initial deployment delay, its extensive firing range, combined with the ability to simultaneously launch 12 independent warheads, means the 80mm possesses the firepower to change the tide of a battle with a single shot. They are not joking. In fact, they're underselling that. This ultra-compact missile represents... Oh, shit.
Which plane should I pick?
Represents the latest in multiple target tracking technology. We have 18 volleys of 80mm. Unlike in A7, the original Inferno does volley launch. So you're launching 12 missiles every time, but it only counts as one salvo. And it can lock on to up to 12, but if there's not 12 targets, the extra missiles will just lock onto or relock onto something else. But unlike A7, it prioritizes initial lock-ons first. We are armed with 24 shots of the Purgatorio electromagnetic launcher. This easy-to-aim, unguided weapon employs long-range, ultra-high-velocity munitions. With training, this advanced weapon offers unparalleled destructive potential. A miniaturized combat railgun, also referred to as an electromagnetic launcher, the ML utilizes electromagnetism to propel munitions along a conduction rail at extremely high velocity. Future revisions offer much promise for current practical battery limitations and rail size. And for the last one, we have twin pods with 36 charges of the Cocytus ECMP. This is very useful for a guns only run. Speaking of guns, we are actually armed with twin guns instead of the usual one. So we're going to go with the 80mm.
Which plane should I pick?
As is
How
Shamrock.
about my weapon? Are we ready to fly with these planes?
Also, I love that A6 has unique call-outs for the two weapons. The 80mm is drive, and the railgun is slash. So you'll hear both Shamrock and Ghost Eye call those out when they use them. That's not A0, but it would have been cool to see an emblem splash the Stricken Squadron with the S-44 sorties. Yeah, I would love... That's a reason, Ross, why in my PC version of A7, I have the A0 Squadron Intros mod installed. Because I love those.
Garuda team, time to take off.
All right, we wasted 20 minutes already on the intro. I'm going to start a proper Ace 4 run on Monday for you guys, because I finally have the PS2 emulator.
I couldn't get your own mothers to stop you now. All planes, assume attack formation. Take them all.
Garuda 2, roger. Let's move.
Enemy aircraft approaching. Be careful.
Enemy aircraft approaching.
Got a SAM locked onto you. Okay.
Shamrock,
I'll take
kill.
it out.
Shamrock, drive.
Shamrock's engaging. Enemy plane down. Sniper, 2 o'clock. Andover building.
But yeah, this plane is the one you want
Destroy enemy
to
aircraft.
get the named aces in this game.
Enemy tank destroyed.
In fact, you can't, or the game won't let you shoot down, or won't spawn any named aces until you've already proven or unlocked the ability to buy
Gun range.
the Nosferatu. Because they're only found on Expert, which can only be unlocked after you beat the game on Hard, and after you beat the game on Hard is when the Nosferatu is unlocked. It's like they're telling you something.
Careful now. The enemy has you on radar. I missed.
One thing to note, though, the Nosferatu does not like high Gs. It will G-lock because of the instability. Because
Mission
we
is
heavy.
going smoothly. Steel gunners.
However, at high speeds, it's maneuverable enough that you don't really need the high G. And if you do accidentally high G, just
Watch out.
keep accelerating out of the turn, and you'll be fine.
Fine, you're 6 o'clock.
Lock on. Shamrock, Fox 2. Garuda 1 scored a kill.
Warning, incoming missile. Radar
Watch out! The enemy has a lock on you!
Steel gunners have moved in closer to the runway. This mission is going well. Ground target has been eliminated.
Enemy plane down.
Nosferatu tactics. Zuma boom. Exactly!
Watch out!
That's a good way of putting it. Zuma boom.
Garuda 1, drive. We have radar lock
Yeah,
on.
to compare the 80mm and A6 to the BMLU is...
Sam destroyed.
In the BMLU's case, I can expect to hit maybe 5 targets, and they die. Add another 2 to be hit for, like, the hundreds of rockets launched.
One launched missile.
Not that great. For A6's 80mm, every time I fire the salvo, I fire 12 missiles. And every time, as long as there's 12 aircraft die. Or 12 targets die.
Nice work, Steel Gunners. You earned this victory.
Unless, of course, I'm dumb
Continue mission. Some guys
and I
really
launch
out
it
there.
directly above the ground without rolling
Enemy's
to
got a
the right
sandlocked onto
first.
you.
Oh yeah, that is the main advantage of the Nosferatu over the Nosferatu, is that it does not follow the laws of physics whatsoever. In fact, it makes a mockery of the laws of physics. The Nosferatu doesn't. It actually acknowledges that they're there. It doesn't always follow them, but it acknowledges that they are a thing. It looks as it's more like a suggestion. I don't have that. I can't get the mods to work again on my PC version of Project Wingman, so I've never actually been able to use the Nosferatu on F-59.
Drive.
I would love to. That'd be hilarious.
I have him.
There are enemy aircraft providing ESM. You'll be in a world of hurt if you let them go. Shoot down the enemy's electronic support plane. Enemy jammers reduce our
I
radar
don't
efficiency,
really
also
find
interfere with
AOA
missiles.
all that
Cautious.
helpful either.
This jamming has given us a hell of a
Especially
time.
when
Having a
you
lot
have
of lead
unlimited
doesn't make the
flares.
situation any better.
All AOA does is it bleeds your airspeed. Yeah, it looks cool,
The enemy has a lock
but
on you.
it's not actually that useful in a dogfight. Unless you're trying to use it to reposition to get a better shot. But as a defensive tool, it sucks.
Oh, no, you don't.
Yeah, you make yourself a better target. Alright.
Enemy plane in gun range.
Come on.
Enemy fighter destroyed. That's your 9th one. Keep it up.
Box 2.
Mission accomplished. Looks like I owe you guys again, Garuda team. Talisman, Shamrock, you guys are the greatest.
Yeah, if anything, the AOA is just... it's an offensive weapon, not a defensive weapon. But I would much rather have the defensive strength of the unlimited flares over the
Watch out.
AOA.
The enemy has a lock on you. I've got a lock. Shamrock, Fox 2.
Dragon Busters have lost about 40% of their forces. They can't do this alone. Enemy aircraft downed.
I stalled out of that missile. That was a good... Alright.
So what do we have left?
All enemy jammers are down. We have secured air superiority over Grace Maria.
Now for our city. Let's take back what's ours. Whenever possible. Make them forget their objectives.
This is Captain Ford of the Marigold. We're about to enter the bay and engage enemy ships. Requesting support.
The enemy's got troops on the bridge. Take care of them. You're doing great, Garuda team. Continue on with the mission.
Increase radar power. We're gonna open the way with a missile volley.
The Stovies really messed up our city. Just look at this place.
Also, the ADMM actually charges relatively fast for how powerful it is.
Try not to hit the bridge, Talisman. It's the pride of our city.
Like, it's half the time of the BMLU's charge time.
Taking a direct hit port side, unable to advance.
We have recaptured the castle. I repeat, we have recaptured the castle.
Like, at most, it's 10 seconds. If that. Whereas the BMLU, I think, is a full half minute.
Our enemies at sea have been destroyed. Marigold, start moving into the bay.
Roger that. Moving into the bay at full power. Captain, we're about to capsize.
But yeah, for you Project Wingman lovers,
70% of the Yastovakian fleet is now
this mission
destroyed.
here is
Marigold's
what
operation is going well.
Presidia should have been.
15th enemy ship has been
You get to
destroyed.
choose which direction you want the direction of battle to flow in.
You're doing a great job. Continue on with the mission
And Pasternak doesn't
Busters are down to the
blue ball you by
That's a mess
blowing
now
up
for Garuda team.
Grace Maria.
Stop that American fleet. They're trying to push on the base. I can see that.
Because Pasternak is actually honorable, unlike Crimson 1.
3, 7, and 8 are almost completely destroyed. We're finished.
Retreat is not an option.
Garuda 1, ESM is active.
I confirmed another enemy ship sent to the bottom.
I know we're not quite done yet, but we're going to switch to the EML. For reasons. Yeah, Crimson's very much a gaslighter.
Bend the landing corridor. Lower your landing gear, prepare for touchdown. You're coming in too fast. Ease up on the throttle. This is Marigold. We passed through the bridge unharmed. Advancing forward.
Also, anybody who loves Captain Chad Woodward,
Take off.
pay some respect to Captain Ford of the Marigold.
All Marian troops combined to the recaptured facility. Creation of a turn was placed in a prison camp. We've also taken another one, and they're on our way to release the prisoners.
Take off complete. Good luck up there.
Because Captain Ford of the Marigold is basically Woodward's brother from another mother.
At least I still have my machine guns.
Connecting ESM for Garuda 1.
There we go.
All threats posed by enemy ships have been eliminated. Many thanks to Garuda team, the American Aces. flagship Marigold to all forces. We are moving into attack formation to provide support.
We go straight along the track towards Central Grayson area. Then take a right at the third switch point. Right? Spare me the commentary. I'm doing the driving here. Anyway, there's a little tunnel up ahead where they keep building supplies. There's a dummy wall at the end of it with the tunnel we dug on the other side. There's a wall about a foot and a half.
Gotta love this railgun. No charge time. Instant recharge.
Forgive me, Ludmilla.
And it's a one-hit
Failed to
kill.
bring you happiness.
On anything other than Pasternak himself
Bearing 250.
and hardened armored targets like carriers and battleships. Other than that, it's a one-shot.
Gentlemen, I do not believe a lady on Earth would be able to read.
All right, boys and girls. Nosferatu versus Nosferatu.
Carefully. Change your courses
May the
to
best
9-0
man
and
win.
leave the battle zone. Avoid engagement and fly as far as your fuel allows. I will handle the Garuda team.
You can't be serious.
Your deaths will achieve nothing.
Yeah. Crimson One versus Pasternak. One sacrifices his life
Pass a female
to save his squadron.
your return.
The other sacrifices his squadron
I will not allow this. We...
I am
to
shutting down
waste his
communications.
life.
Stricken team, break formation.
Enemy forces throughout Grace Maria have been eliminated. Mission accomplished. We've got our capital back. We finally did it. We've got our city back.
Okay, we're actually going to go for the S rank on this one.
Who is this?
And the only way to do that is to kill as many of the UAVs as possible.
Who the hell is this?
At least 35.
What are you talking about?
Shit.
Corrupt governments and foreign lands are no longer worth fighting to protect.
Can I actually kill them
Only
yet?
one thing worth protecting now.
Okay.
Unknown aircraft approaching fast. This may be an attack.
Nimble little buggers.
I've got lock.
There's no splash radius unlike the
It's a
Project Wingman one, so you gotta nail them direct.
Missiles approaching at high speed. Multiple missiles approaching. Evade. Garuda 1 almost out of special weapons.
Because they're so goddamn nimble.
Watch out! The enemy has a lock on you. Connecting ESM for Garuda 1. All special weapons used. How could that have missed? Talisman, you have a bandit on your tail.
No, yeah. Pasternak is a very honorable man. And this is exactly why he's doing this. He knows this whole war has just been death. He knows there's no way his squadron can stop the Amerian juggernaut. In fact, all that will do is just get them killed. So, that's why he ordered his entire squadron to run. Break formation and run. So that they can be the future of Estavakia. He wants them to leave the war and live. Granted, only one of them takes him up on that offer, Tosha, who, upon landing, surrenders to the Amerians, going, "Hey, I want to live. I want to be done." And this whole dogfight here is to buy time. He is throwing Pasternak is throwing himself against the Amerian juggernaut, knowing he will die, to buy time for his squadron to live. And the tragedy of it is that only one of his squad mates takes him up on that offer. The rest go to Chandelier, where they are destroyed. Yeah, Zakel, you're right. In PW, the railgun is powered by cordium and is inherently unstable. In Ace Combat, it is electromagnetism.
Enemy at 6 o'clock. Garuda 1, ESM is active.
These things are so hard to kill.
Lock on. Garuda 2 fired.
Just be patient, line up the shot.
Bandit dead ahead.
Oh yeah, the UAVs self-detonate after a while too. That's annoying to try and get the S rank on.
Garuda 1 destroyed the target. Garuda 1, ESM is active.
Watch out! The enemy has a lock on you!
Missiles approaching! They're coming fast again!
This one's mine.
Keep an eye on your 6 o'clock.
I had an ally. 3 shots left before I need to reload.
Garuda 1, ESM is active.
There we go.
Garuda 1
Damn it.
out of special weapons.
Alright, let's reload.
Lock on.
Fired. Garuda 1, he's nipping at your tail.
Missile missed its target.
One bend the landing. Garuda 1, you are clear for takeoff. Takeoff complete. Good luck up there.
Garuda 1 destroyed the target.
Ow.
Talisman, you have a bandit on your tail.
Garuda 1, ESM is active. It's coming fast!
Fox 2.
Ow.
Garuda 1 firing EML.
They can reverse almost insanely fast, and they're fucking tiny.
Careful now. You have a bandit on your 6.
It's like hitting a needle in a haystack.
Almost in effective range.
Connecting ESM for Garuda 1.
There we go. There we go.
Garuda 1 destroyed the target.
Fucking shit. There we go. One more shot.
Target
Yep.
down.
This one's mine.
I think I'm in S rank range, so we're gonna go ahead and go after Pasternak now.
Garuda 2 fired.
Garuda 1, you are clear for takeoff.
Lock on. Garuda 1 launched missile.
Takeoff complete. Good luck up there.
Alright. Where is Pasternak? There he is.
Enemy at 6 o'clock.
I've got lock on. Watch out! The enemy has a lock on you.
Ow, fuck. That hurt. There you go.
Australian team has fled the combat airspace.
Hopefully that's enough for an S rank. It might need to be 13 or 130,000. I
Enemy
don't
fighters
know.
confirmed destroyed. It's all over. The
I've got the
war
S
is
rank
over.
before, but this is the hardest one to S rank in this game because you need to kill so many UAVs.
They've opened up the gate to our city. We've got the Garuda team to thank for this. If I had a bottle of champagne right now, I'd crack it open and celebrate with you guys, Garuda team. We took her back! We did it! Ameria, it's finally ours again. Home sweet home. Well, Talisman, it's been some journey. That's our finish line right down there, boys. My house. I think you'll like my wife's quiche. And don't forget a bouquet for my daughter.
That's totally not foreshadowing. Anyway,
Box 2.
that was a long. We got the S rank.
Area
Hell
is
yeah!
Finally free. The occupying Estavakian forces have been wiped out. We're still taking light resistance in a few limited areas. Our officials should start drawing up a
Yeah.
ceasefire agreement. As they've good job. You two are a part of history now.
Yeah, Pasternak will always be left with a sliver of health for his final phase. The UAV stop, his stealth goes away. He becomes harder to hit, but it's basically just for better Or for lack of a better term, a 1v1, not counting your allies. But anyway, we're going to Invasion of Grace Mary for the next one. I'm going to kill the party and restart it because we've only got 15 minutes left on the before the Xbox Live party dies. So bear with me here. All right, we're back. Does it sound buzzy since we restarted the party? Excuse me. Let me know if it does. Sounds good? Okay. So the next Nosferatu on our list is the Aces aircraft. A fighter with a streamlined payload and excellent maneuverability. After all, a remarkable sense of control is the sign of a true ace. This one uses the Amerian Gray, but instead of Amerian markings, it has Project Ace's tail codes and emblems. So you can see the AC-6 on the tail right there. And then where our emblem should be, it's got the Project Aces logo. All right, Ross. Thank you for stream, or thank you for coming. Have fun, or take care. And if we look at our stats, we have near perfect mobility, speed, and stability. We have almost no defense. And above average air-to-air. The exact stat differences are plus 40 stability, plus 10 speed, minus 20 air-to-air and air-to-ground, and minus 25 defense. We also lost 200 of our aphids, so we only got 100 standard missiles. We lost 12 volleys of Infernos, 18 shots of the Purgatorio, and 24 charges of the Cocytus. And you might be wondering, why the hell would you ever use this? Well, if you want a dogfight in an Nosferatu, this is the one for you.
Garuda team, time to take off.
Shamrock. We are currently in a state of emergency. Our nation is under attack by unknown forces. Do whatever you can to fend off the invasion.
Yeah, unlike the base Nosferatu, this one does not G-lock at all. Fucking hell. I don't know if we'll be able to spawn the Rafales.
We interrupt this program for an emergency news report. Grace Mary is currently under attack by unidentified aircraft. The damage apparently extends throughout the entire capital.
Be safe.
We've got an ID on the invaders. We're engaged with the Estovakian military.
The Estovakians? Their economy's been in shambles for years. Looks like they finally snapped.
I don't even know if we'll be able to get the Hornets.
Estovakian threat level has been reduced.
Nope.
You should be able to against
Took too
them.
long. Okay.
Garuda
Well,
One, we've almost got him. Let's do this one plane at a time.
let's try and get up as much of our. If I had more than 3 or 6 volleys of the 80mm, it'd be a lot different. But I gotta save at least one for the stomp.
Unbelievable. I say we teach him a few manners before we kick him out.
Yeah, I am not that big of a fan of this one just because of the... It tried to make the Nosferatu something it's not. Basically tried to make it a wyvern. With Ace 4 levels of ammo counts. Which that is not what the Nosferatu is. Nosferatu is
Watch your necks out there.
see everything on screen, I want it to die.
Run them down.
This skin takes away, I mean, it has almost no armor. It gives the Nosferatu an immense amount of stability, so it doesn't G-lock anymore, and strips it of like half of its ammo at all counts.
Drive.
This one's mine.
Enemy kill confirmed. Radar lock.
So I'm saving my last 80mm volley for the stomp.
Drive. Gotcha. Lock on.
Oh, I didn't use the 80mm on the helis.
Bullseye.
That was the problem.
I tagged one.
We weren't able to spawn the Hornets.
You don't waste any time. Nice kill.
Yeah, this is like if you took the Nosferatu, stripped it away of like almost all of its weapons, but made its maneuverability even more insane.
Watch out! The enemy has a lock on you! I've got lock on! Garuda 2 launched missile.
Enemy aircraft downed.
All right. After I get this Falcon, we'll go ahead and kill the last bomber.
Tagged one.
Looking good.
That's what I like to hear. Our Air Force is holding down the enemy. Keep it up.
The Estovakian threat level is even lower now. Drive them out of Ameria. What's this? Missiles?
Number 3, your radio's down. Number 3, where are you?
Alright, head out to sea.
That's in midair. Half our planes have been wiped off the radar.
What the hell was that? Where are they coming from?
Enemy cruise missile incoming.
Those are no ordinary
Wanna
cruise
be
missiles.
up high enough
If you want out of this alive.
for the ADMMs.
Damn it! What about our city? What about Grace Maria?
Let's see how well we can stomp them. Hopefully we get all of them.
Your side. Isn't your IFF working?
Warning, additional enemy planes have been spotted on radar. You don't want to know how many.
This is Strigan 12. Target acquired. Moving to engage. Calling all Strigan planes. Good. This one's going. Strigan leader is hit. Are you alright, sir? Our plane was taken by the hit. I don't think I can fly like this. Grace Maria is now under our control. All planes return to base. Strigan 2. I'm leaving you in charge. Roger.
We might have got them all.
This is Ghost Eye to all planes. Air Defense Command has ordered an evacuation. You've been ordered to give up Grace Maria. Break away from this airspace and head west.
Are you out of your mind? We can't comply with that order.
We are militarily at a huge disadvantage. Comply with the order and head west.
This is Avalanche. We're not going anywhere.
Listen! It's only temporary. The plan is to withdraw, meet up with all remaining forces from each area, then regroup for a counterattack. We can't afford to lose you. Follow the
Yeah,
order.
I'm not a big fan of this one. I know last week Sly said he loved this one.
We really should
Until I reminded him what his ammo count was. And he's like, oh. Oh, no, 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 not that, no.
Come dig us out if the entrance collapses.
Garuda team, you're about to exit the combat zone. Maintain your course west to leave the airspace.
Now, for the next mission, we might actually go out of order. In terms of, like, I've gone down the line. But
Garuda
I
team,
might
you've made it out of the
actually
combat zone. Head for the rendezvous point.
change that
We'll be back for
just for
just a little longer. Promise.
thematics. I hope you'll bear with me.
Our military
We still
has
got the
escaped
S-ring.
destruction because
Yep,
of
we
the
got
valiant
all
efforts
8 of the
on
Striggans.
battlefield. But our capital,
Yay.
Grace Area, has been tempered, and our sentiment, Henry, what the beautiful country of Ameria belongs
We
to
may
us.
not have spawned the Hornets and Rafales, but we blew up all the Striggans. I'll take it. Alright, next. Bartolomeo. Alright, we're skipping over the fourth one to go to the last one so we can have the fourth one last. Stomp accomplished. Yes! This is the prototype aircraft. The stability of this aircraft has taken a precedence over other design elements to facilitate a battle-deployed EML system. Fully maximized striking power of the EML makes up for any inherent disadvantages and dogfighting capabilities. A variety of additional customizations were carried out at the hands of ace pilot Ayla Pasternak. Now, if you look at the stats, this is basically the inverse of the vanilla Nosferatu. It's more maneuverable and slower, but in exchange receives important boosts in air to ground and is much more stable. This is basically the attacker version. Also, this has no G-lock problem. But as for our actual stat differences, we get plus 40 stability. Our air to ground is maxed. We take a 45-point hit to our mobility and a 30-point hit to our speed. We're still somewhat of a glass cannon, though. So it flies like a trash bag in the wind. Not so much. It's extremely stable. Basically, this version of the Nosferatu, instead of trying to fight against its weight, it's actually working with its weight. It's using its weight to its advantage.
Talisman, which plane should I pick? How about my weapon? Are we ready to fly?
If that makes any sense.
Garuda team, time to take off.
This is Ghost Eye to all planes. Initiate invasion of Bartolomeo Fortress.
Yeah, we're slower, but we are much more stable.
Fox Battalion here. We'll advance from the east. This is Snake Pit. Electron support plane. Moving to support ground forces.
Garuda team, I need you to provide backup for each battalion. Begin operation.
Roger.
Use the Operation ID device when the battle gets too heavy. Your radar display can be toggled for each operation.
Email away. Or not email, but... Shamrock, drive! God, Shamrock, you suck.
Fox Battalion is heading for the first checkpoint at a steady pace.
That's how you drive.
Electron support plane. I'm approaching the mission objective point.
Yeah, I think the ADMM is the only thing that Shamrock is actually worse at than you are.
Sam, locked onto you. Missile evaded.
No. You do not want to take the prototype in a dogfight.
Fox Battalion is
That is
approaching the first
correct.
checkpoint now.
That is why I call this the attacker version. Ow!
Warlock Battalion is approaching the first checkpoint now.
Taking enemy fire, Clan 3. Moving to engage. Number 3 is down. My right wing is full of holes. Commander, requesting permission to retreat.
Warlock Battalion has arrived at the first checkpoint.
It missed.
Fox Battalion has arrived at the first checkpoint.
I shook off the missile.
Yep, you're here for the finale, Cross. Well, not finale yet. We still have one more to go. I skipped
Target
the
hit.
Rosgrees one for now. Because I wanted the Rosgrees one to be the final one.
Keep providing cover for Snake Pit.
Although one advantage that the prototype does have in a dogfight, Zakale, it can high G for days.
Garuda 1, ESS
Partly because of
sector.
my moniker, and also partly because of the mission I planned for it. Also, I always believe in saving the best for last.
Missile strike confirmed. Missile struck target. Enemy elements have been shut down throughout mission
Let's actually
airspace.
help out
Well done,
Warlock
Garuda
this
team.
time.
Missile evaded.
Don't get overconfident. That train's got some wicked firepower.
Oh no, the train's got wicked firepower. So do I!
Garuda team, back up the Warlock battalion. Warlock battalion is heading for the second checkpoint at a steady pace.
Don't fall behind. Keep the proper distance.
Eat this.
Did you lock onto everything? Okay,
ESM is
that was a good one. Okay. You are forgiven, Chandler.
accuracy.
SAM destroyed.
Actually, Cross, this version of the Nosferatu is very easy to hit. We are not agile. We're also not that big of a tank.
A little over halfway to the
We are a
objective point.
stable
Just a
weapons
little longer.
platform for long-range
Warlock
fighting.
battalion is approaching the second checkpoint now. Garuda 1, drive. Anti-aircraft gun taken out.
Garuda 1, missile evaded.
Missile strike confirmed. Warlock battalion has arrived at the second checkpoint.
Lieutenant Commander Polakov, the armored train is arrived. Enemy forces are heading east way.
The armored train is out of commission. Nice work.
Box 2.
And the Griffiths of the Nosferatu. Well, not even that. The Griffiths of the Raptor was perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
Situation is
This one is not balanced. It's just fucking stable.
We've made it to the objective point. Mission accomplished. Thanks for the air support.
all planes. Move on to the enemy fortress.
But I picked this mission for one reason.
Talisman?
You know those Striggans that always bug the shit out of us? Well, guess what we have that they're not gonna
Fighters
like.
approaching.
Yeah, I know, it's been a minute.
Reaper's Emblem. Those are the aces who attacked Grace Maria.
Yeah, right now we're equipped with the ADMM, but if we return to the carrier, we'll be equipped with
Garuda 1, you're approaching.
another weapon.
Garuda 1, commence carrier landing checks. You're clear to
One that those goddamn Striggans can't dodge very well.
up on the throttle.
We're gonna use the fucking railgun.
Right on the money.
Also, because this thing is so stable,
Perfect, Garuda 1.
the railgun is supposedly more accurate.
Garuda 1, commence carrier landing checks. Garuda 1, you are cleared for takeoff. Garuda 1, altitude restrictions have been canceled. Good luck.
ESM is active.
Fuck you, Strigan.
Garuda 1, you're approaching the return line. Maintain your current heading to return to base and resupply.
Nope, don't want to do that.
Those damn Americans. They don't know where they're beaten.
All right.
Almost in effective range.
Come on. There we go.
This place is ours. I'm hit. The gauge is broken. Commencing emergency pullout. I can't move.
Garuda 1, you're approaching the return line. Maintain your current
Yeah,
heading to
I'm
return to
too
base
used
and
to
resupply.
using the not Ferratu's railgun,
Commence carrier landing checks. You're clear to land.
where as long as you're within a mile, you got it.
Your nose. You're coming in too fast.
Strigan's pain is always says on you. Yeah, it is.
You're right on the money. Perfect, Garuda 1.
All right, we're gonna switch back to the ADMM
Garuda 1, commence
and
carrier
finish the
landing
mission.
checks. Garuda 1, you are cleared for takeoff. Garuda 1, altitude restrictions have been canceled. Good luck.
Connecting ESM for Garuda 1.
Yeah. Basically, if Strigan is giving you a hard time, just equip the railgun.
Drive, drive.
You still have to, you know,
Garuda 1 bagged
make
an
your
enemy.
shot precise, but it's a lot harder for them to dodge a railgun
Artillery has moved into engagement.
than it is a missile.
I had him.
Also, the railgun doesn't have a range limit.
Watch out! They've got a lock on you from the ground. Fox 2.
SAM kill confirmed.
Watch out! They've got a lock on you from the ground.
Enemy fortress threat level has been reduced. Garuda team, don't let your guard down.
No, I just love, like, in Ace 4, the Wyvern just feels like a really maneuverable aircraft with a buttload of QAS.
Talisman is locked
It's a
on.
great aircraft to fly,
Enemy
but
fortress
doesn't
threat
really
level is
feel
even lower
super
now.
to me.
Maintain current level of engagement.
The Falcon in Ace 5 does feel super because of the laser, but the problem with it is, one, your wingmen can't really use it to its full potential because they don't fucking know how to use it. Like, the AI programming
Enemy's
just
got a
doesn't
SAM locked onto you.
know how to fire the
Fortress has
laser.
Just about had it. Our ground unit almost has it under control.
The Morgan definitely feels like a super plane. But its issue is the laser is not as good as an Ace 5, and the burst missile takes forever to recharge.
Watch out! We've got a
The
lock on
Nosferatu from Ace 6 is the first plane that genuinely feels over fucking powered. Hi, Sav. Welcome, Mr. M.
have it.
You may be late, but you haven't missed my favorite Nosferatu yet. Like the ADMM will wipe entire swaths of targets off the field. And it's ready to go again in like less than 10 seconds.
Eat this.
You got an annoying ass ace that refuses to get hit by your missile. Pull out the railgun and oh my god, he just dies in a couple
Radar
hits.
lock. Ground target has been eliminated.
Going on a
The enemy fortress
guns
is
only
under our
run.
control.
Whip out
Nice
the
work,
jammers and just use your twin guns for the win.
You're stealing all our thunder.
Yeah, and Shamrock can
This is
use it.
Ghost
Exactly,
Eye Wall
Foxhound.
Plains.
Also,
Initiate
welcome.
Invasion of Bartolomeo Fortress.
We have successfully retaken Bartolomeo Fort with the successful...
Yeah, his recharge power is usually a little bit longer. But that's the same for every plane that he has. And usually he can use his special weapons better than you can. But alright, for our final plane, we're going to Chandelier. To all things.
I'll be relaying orders to you. We have...
And it's fitting that this mission takes place in the Rosgri Straits. Because the final aircraft in the A6 showcase is the Rosgri's CFA-44 Nosferatu. Advanced accident prevention systems and high durability have been incorporated into the design to ensure survival of all squadron members, known as both heroes and demons. The Rosgri's squadron's drive towards victory smashed all who stood before them. When history witnesses great change, Rosgri's reveals itself. Now, not only is this a great livery. Yes. Chandelier is the last Ulysses weapon built, but it's not the last one destroyed or put out of service. That honor goes to Stonehenge. Gun 8. It fires one last time to earn its redemption. But the Rosgri's CFA, like all Rosgri's aircraft, our stat changes are plus 15 defense, plus 15 stability, minus 15 air-to-air and air-to-ground. But the difference is, in every other Rosgri's aircraft, you actually feel... Well, you either don't feel anything at all, or you'll feel the hit to your air-to-air and air-to-ground. But for the Nosferatu, this change brings it out its full potential. Because, yeah, we take a hit to air, to ground, but we're so overpowered as it is to begin with, we're not going to feel it. The ADMM and EML is just too broken. But what we will feel is the bonus to our stability and defense. We are no longer a glass cannon. We retain all the speed and mobility of the base Nosferatu. And the bonus we gain to stability bumps it up just enough that the G-Lock is not a death sentence. It still will give you a little bit of a G-Lock, but not as much. The Rosgrease solves every problem that the base Nosferatu has without sacrificing. And only one of two. Stonehenge and Chandelier are the only ones meant for Odysseus. Excalibur predated it, or Ulysses, yeah. And the giant space whale was meant to lob OC nukes from space because Star Wars worked. If you're referring to the Arcbird, it was primarily used not to lob OC nukes. It could do that. It was primarily used to clear the debris from Ulysses that was still in orbit. It spent a lot of time doing that. That's why it had the lasers. Now, in the initial design phase, sure, it probably was designed with lobbing nukes in mind. But in large part, probably thanks to Harling, its mission was changed. But anyway, I digress. But as another testament to just how powerful this aircraft is, look at its sortie and destroyed. We're over halfway to 10,000 targets destroyed with this thing. We have 51 sorties. This is my most used aircraft, and there is a reason for that.
Talisman, which plane should I pick? How about my weaponry? Are we ready to fly with these planes?
Garuda team, time to take off.
All right, before we sally forth, I'm going to reset the Discord, or not Discord, but Xbox Live Party one last time. All right. Am I pausing the? You don't have to, because the first part isn't all that great of Chandelier. By the time we get to the actual battle, the ads have already played.
I'd like to say hello.
Or did you pause them?
To all American Air Force pilots in the northern sky.
Whose voice is that?
I'm just a civilian. My name's Melissa Herman.
Okay.
I think it's coming from Grace Maria's radio station. Hey, we're in a war zone here.
I don't know a whole lot about war, but there's something I need to tell you.
This airband is reserved for wartime defense.
Now,
purposes.
I honestly believe that this aircraft right here is single-handedly the most powerful
Please,
aircraft that Project Aces has ever come up with. And yes, I am including Fenrir in this.
And it can't be destroyed.
She might be trying to disrupt our plans. I better contact Grace Maria Base.
Wait! Let's hear her out first.
But that's when its construction was completed.
Yeah, the shock missiles may have a higher damage output, but they only get 3. And they take a full minute to charge. I get 18 volleys of the ADMM. I can do the same amount of damage that the shock missiles do in 2 volleys, and my missiles charge in 10 seconds. Yeah, what Sav said, Foxhound. Smaller rocks hitting the planet is not an extinction level event. So yeah, the Stonehenge hitting or shooting Ulysses meant it went from Strange-Reel just dying to Strange-Reel taking a lot of damage and having a lot of economic and political turmoil, but civilization goes on. The world keeps turning, so to speak.
Radar warning. Enemy forces incoming.
Deflection be listed. Sure, if you've got the technology for that. As far as we know, Strange-Reel did not have the technology to mount rockets on Ulysses and deflect it. Because keep in mind, it was discovered in 1994. And Planetfall was 1998.
Hold on here. Ma'am, how did you get a hold of this?
I got it from a flight instructor in the Estevakian Air Force. His name is Lieutenant Colonel Wojtek.
Garuda 2 to Ghost Eye. Send me a copy of that.
Strange-Reel only got the capability of advanced space travel after Ulysses' planetfall. However, they had super weapon level technology in 1992. So that's the option they took.
Please be careful, everyone.
All right, here we go.
All planes, let's move out.
Garuda 2, roger.
Over here. Roger that. Avalanche here. Roger that.
Yeah, Foxhound, that's exactly what I mean to tell you. Because, the FCU kept it quiet
The launch sequence.
Those huge missiles are being carried.
until, like, 1996, where they wouldn't have time to build it anyway, because the main builders that would have been able to build it, Belka, was kind of, you know,
Things not gonna budge under
recovering from the fucking Belkan War.
drive, drive.
Evade Garuda 1.
And 2, they had 4 years to come up with advanced space travel from scratch. Whereas they already knew how to build big super weapons.
Enemy cruiser sent under.
The tide is turned. Let's show those Americans just how foolish they are.
Missile strike confirmed.
The Soros is fully loaded and ready for launch. Soros launch in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Launch.
Launch of enemy cruise missile confirmed.
Okay, I
It's headed
think
straight
that
for
was
Grace
number
Maria.
1. We have 7 more Staroses left. Because we're on normal. It's more important, more profitable. Well, again,
Aircraft
as
taken out.
if you notice, as soon as the FCU announced that there was an asteroid headed directly for Strangereel, all of the Strangereel nations were like, you know what, we can set our petty squabbles aside, and let's figure out a way to kill this thing. There wasn't another major war until 1998, and that wasn't the usual belligerence. That was, again, the FCU pulling a fast one on the rest of USIA.
Missile struck target.
Careful now. The enemy has you on radar.
Ground target destroyed.
Let's put it this way, the most warmongering nations on the planet,
One launched missile.
when Ulysses was a threat, put aside their quests for world domination and revenge, so they wouldn't fucking die. The Balkan War was major. However, that was before the FCU announced Ulysses. Ulysses was announced by the FCU in 1996. The Balkan War ended December 1995.
Careful now. The enemy has you on radar.
And when the Balkans can put aside their petty revenge for a couple years so the planet doesn't fucking die, you know, maybe, just maybe, the planet is above the whole war profiteering for fun and profit. The reason why the Balkans didn't build any Ulysses-based weapons, Zakale, is Osea kind of ruined their capability of industry in the Balkan War.
Box 2.
Had they come out of the Balkan War intact, or had won the Balkan War, I'm pretty sure the Balkans would have come up with their own version of Stonehenge. I mean, yeah, Foxhound.
Garuda 1, ESM is active.
Save the planet, then war and profit. Yeah. But my point is that Strangereel is not so far gone that they'll go full-blown warmonger over survival.
Target data confirmed. There's one left. Repeat, only one remaining. Enemy cruise missile launched. Prismaria's been hit.
Quite a bit of them.
Break off.
But again,
Careful now.
if Stonehenge is the best thing you got to save the planet, I don't care how much money it costs. It's worth every fucking penny. You do what you can to survive. Any other concerns are secondary.
An extra cooling unit.
The little girl was right. That thing still
Once
has
you
a terror.
survive, then you can figure out about payment. Because until that point,
Don't believe this.
it doesn't matter.
This is where its backup cooling unit is? The backup cooling unit's inside the battery. We can't destroy this. We can't even get close enough with that artillery on our butts.
Hell,
Leave this to me.
I wouldn't be surprised if some of the companies built it at cost, not for profit. Like the people that built Stonehenge, I wouldn't be surprised if they were just like, yeah, this is the cost of materials and labor.
But it's time for me to dance with the angels.
Because again, profiting doesn't mean a damn thing if you don't live in order to spend it. Now, afterwards, I'm pretty sure that the people built Stonehenge were probably like, hey, so can we get some bonuses, please? Because, you know, you owe your life to us. I can totally see those corporations doing that.
Data confirmed. Now pull up, Garuda 2.
I'm losing profit. But maybe I won't need it. Let's see what these angel wings can do.
So yeah, I know Sly says that Shamrock should die here. And all else being equal, he probably should. But even if you don't subscribe to the Shamrock is a minor deity, and therefore he can survive. The last thing he says is, let's see what these angel wings can do. Maybe he was saved by an actual angel. The reason why is there was no ejection, and there's no evidence of SAR, because Ameria didn't bring any SAR with them. Therefore, Shamrock would be treading water in frozen cold water for at least half an hour. So, Sly is technically right. He probably should have died. But I'm more than willing to believe that actual angels, who knows, maybe even the angels of his fallen family, protected him. His guardian angels, so to speak. That theory, praise be to Shamrock. I mean, I say, or I kind of float the Shamrock as a minor deity thing because he can spawn in special weapons on aircraft that have none. But the theory that I actually prefer is he literally had divine intervention.
Talisman. We can trust you with this, right?
True, the plane probably wouldn't have been obliterated on impact. However, unless he landed on an ice floe, the plane would have sunk relatively quickly before SAR could get there. It's true, he could have landed on an ice floe. There are a lot of them out here. But in keeping with the theme of the game, I like the idea of angelic intervention. Maybe the angelic intervention was keeping his plane in the air long enough to skid for a belly landing on an ice floe. Maybe it was keeping his core body temperature up just enough so he didn't die or freeze just long enough for SAR to finally come pick him up.
I saw the cannon go down. All planes, it's the end of the war. We finally did it!
But I like the idea of divine intervention, whether it be actual angels, the spirits of his loved ones that didn't make it. Who knows? But I think it stays in theme.
The sun's coming up. Even after the darkest nights, morning always comes. Those we've lost gave their lives to bring the morning light.
But then again, I'm a theist, so I actually do believe in the divine.
Highest tribute we can offer to their memory.
So it's easier for me to accept a divine intervention theory than agnostic people or atheist people.
Let's get back home.
So we know protagonists don't talk, but I feel this precise moment for Talisman. Mission failed. Goodbye, buddy. Mason Poly. You're still a theist, Sovereign. Monotheist and polytheist is still theist. You still believe in a divine. You just happen... Oh, okay. God, I hate the fact that my tism prevents me from reading subtext in text. Anyway, we're gonna go back to invasions because I like the sortie music to rank the Nosferatu. So number 4, the worst one of the bunch, is the Aces. Now, granted, this is not a bad aircraft compared to the others. It is the worst Nosferatu. Because it takes what the Nosferatu is and throws it all away to make it a dogfighter. Nosferatu is not a dogfighter. It never was supposed to be a dogfighter. The Nosferatu is meant to basically see that enemy formation. Yeah, I don't want to. Throw dice. Yeah. Well, it doesn't even hit hard, Sovereign. Because the ammo counts. They took more than 50% of the ammo counts away on all weapons. That's why it's so low. They took a Battlefield Annihilator and brought it down to Ace 4 levels. So while this would be a beast in Ace 4, hell, even Ace 7, this would be a beast. Here in Ace 6, it's just like, okay, I'm really maneuverable. But I'm out of weapons. I'm out of ammo, guys. But it's only been 5 minutes. I'm out. Sorry, let me go. Let me go reload. Number 3. As much as it pains me to say this, I'm actually putting number 3 as the prototype. Because while it solves the problem of instability, it does so at the cost of mobility and speed. So while this thing will annihilate ground targets, it's missing one key component to make it a good attacker. Defense. This thing is still a glass cannon, and by stripping its speed and mobility away, you make it a lot easier to get hit. So you have to be careful. The only reason why it's higher up on the tree than the aces is because it actually has a full ammo load. So that means number 2 is actually the base Nosferatu. The only thing really bad about this aircraft is its lack of stability. But, like I said earlier in the stream, there is an in-universe reason for this. It's fucking heavy. And they decided to make it as fast and mobile as possible. So, to balance it out, it's got next to no armor. And it's not very stable. Because it's constantly fighting drag and gravity. But it's still leagues above every other aircraft on this in terms of sheer capability and DPS than any other aircraft on this list. Even the Mobius 1 aircraft, bar one, there is one better than this. Hello, Starscream. Welcome to stream. But that one is the Rosgrees Nosferatu. You will not find a better aircraft in all of Strange Real. And yeah, I'm including the Varkaluk. I'm including the Fenrir. I'm including the Night Raven. I'm including the Raven. Hell, I'll even include the Adler. You cannot convince me that this aircraft is worse than or that this aircraft isn't better than those. Because, like I said earlier, hello Gio, welcome to the end of the stream. The Rosgrees Nosferatu solves the problem of the base Nosferatu without sacrificing what makes it good. It keeps its battlefield wiping capabilities. No, I said this is the best Foxhound. I do not believe there is another Strange Real aircraft that is better than this one. In terms of sheer firepower and survivability. Flip it. But anyway, the Rosgrees gives it more defense and a little bit of stability. And the payoff is 10 measly points to air and air-to-ground. When we already got like 100 in each. For the Rosgrees variant. No. I didn't say any of these aircraft was the worst. I said the Aces variant was the worst Nosferatu. But it's not the worst plane on the list. The worst plane on the list, or in this game, is this fucking one because it doesn't respond to your controls. And you can feel free to disagree with me if you want, Foxhound. But you're not going to convince me otherwise. But yeah, I rank the Rosgrees Nosferatu the best Nosferatu. The best aircraft in A6, and the best aircraft in the franchise as a whole. Prototype variant is the worst Nosferatu. Fair enough. Fair enough. An argument can be had. I rank it higher than the Aces because I don't believe the Aces in that variant is in the spirit of a Nosferatu. That's more trying to make the Nosferatu a wyvern. and the Wyvern would still probably kick its ass. The prototype at least feels like a Nosferatu in the terms of it is a battlefield annihilator. It just makes too many sacrifices, in my opinion. But anyway, that ends the Ace Combat 6 aircraft showcase. And therefore, that ends the stream. Tomorrow, in Dragon Age Origins, we're going to be slaying a dragon. Possibly two. And if time allows, we'll head to the Brazilian forest to recruit the Dalish. Friday night, in Arkham City, we're going to infiltrate the steel mill to try and steal the cure back from Joker. Saturday, in the Legend of V, V wraps up her business in the Badlands and then moves on to El Capitan's territory in Santo Domingo, aka Dave Martinez's old stopping grounds. Sunday, in the Insanity of Victor Shepard, we're going to hold the War Summit, rescue the female Krogan from Priority Sarkesh, and then we're going to do some side missions for both Victus and Rex. Monday afternoon in Final Fantasy X-2, we're going to be doing some level grinding to unlock more ability points before moving on to get our last LeBlanc Syndicate uniform. And then Monday evening, we're going to be streaming a brand new playthrough of Ace Combat 4 Shattered Skies off the PS2 emulator. I was finally able to get a disc reader and a PC powerful enough to run the emulator. I ripped my copies of Ace 4 and Ace 0 into my PC. So we're gonna... I wasn't able to get my save data, but hey, we're gonna do a brand new playthrough from scratch. Ace Combat 4 starting Monday evening. And then next Wednesday, RoboCop goes to interrogate Wendell Antonowski in the OCP jail, which totally won't have any negative repercussions. And then next Wednesday evening, we're going to finish up the base campaign of Sniper Elite Resistance. And next week, Thursday, the showcase continues with the Lighthouse War and Ace Combat 7. Mods will be a thing. So I will adjust the showcase appropriately. I will also be giving credit to all the modders that did the skin mods. And I'll come up with a full mod list and post it on Discord so you can see what all mods I do have on it. But anywho, thank you all for joining me. I hope you had fun. I was so excited for this episode because it's my baby. It's my favorite aircraft. I'm gonna steal your mods. If I haven't. Oh, awesome. But in any case, take care. Have a great evening, And I will see you tomorrow in Dragon Age Origins. Good night.